What's up, guys? Welcome back to WrenchingWrecked. I've been at a standstill on this for the last couple of days because I ran out of parts. I have a carb that didn't want to work on the stock one. The throttle cables are not working on the S&S knockoff. They're just a little bit too far or too short, so that throttle's staying open. And the old intake boots are leaking like crazy, so I tried putting the original old ones on, and those are also leaking. I don't want to run that rubber spigot style mount. I just think it's terrible. And the V-twin ones, I'm not gonna lie, were trash. If I did the install wrong, it could have been on me, maybe. Let me know in the comments if you mastered those or made those work, but I've been driving all over the place. I ended up going up north and found a intake with flanges for it's a Mikuni intake. We'll have to plug up this hole with some JB Weld. That should be just fine, but we need to plug that to make this work, and then I have all the rubbers and stuff, so that won't be a problem. But I also got a CV carb. I know I just bought a ton of them, but this is the bigger one, 27932-99. If you look at most of the standard CVs that I usually run, they're that big. This one, on the other hand, is, oh, it came with this too, but this is kind of rough. Maybe you guys can see the difference. See how much bigger that throat is on the one on my right hand? So for you, it's probably on the left, but it is the bigger carb. And more importantly, it has this little bracket here. This is actually what I will need if I want to hook up all of the stock cruise control solenoid stuff underneath the tank. I'm hoping to try and figure out a way to make this work with the butterfly carb once we get the air leaks figured out, and then I just readdress that float before we go to a full CV swap. We will be doing that at some point, but this was cheap enough and not too far, about 45 minutes away. So I drove up to Wisconsin and picked all that stuff up today. But we got to plug this port because that's been used for newer stuff. I think this came off in '99. But this, in theory, hopefully, should land right back on there. Now, I don't know how long I'm gonna have tonight to mess with this. I also gotta figure out if I need to drill these flanges out to make this work. Because if I run this carb, I know it's not gonna be perfect sizing-wise, but this carb should bolt up there, or I don't know, we got a lot of options. I need a metal intake regardless. So that's what I'm gonna have to play with. Hopefully I can make these parts work, at least get this intake mounted on there, and then maybe see if the S&S will bolt right up to this. Hopefully that bolt pattern's the same. I'm just looking at that now. If not, I might have to do some slotting on here and get rid of these threads. So let me take a look and see how far off we are here. All right, took a quick glance at that. We're not gonna tear that apart right now. I was hoping we'd be able to swap that in, but I didn't realize, one, I already drove 45 minutes. He didn't have it listed as a Mikuni. I thought it was the stock setup based on the CV in the picture. It was a one picture post. Did not realize it was a Mikuni. So if I want to run this, one, I need to JB weld this hole, and two, I almost have to, this is set up for a TM24 or HSR24. I don't have a hose clamp skinny enough for this, one. Two, this flange mount will not work with the original carb, so that's out. And it's about 1/8 of an inch off for the S&S style bolt pattern flange as well. Which means that this is not going to work as swimmingly as I had hoped, unfortunately. So I think what I'm gonna end up having to do is order up a intake and try and see if I can get a CV intake over here. God, that sucks. It really sucks. That means I just wasted 2 hours today and a little bit of I mean, I don't mind having the extra parts and stuff. And honestly, that one carb bracket alone, I'm fairly certain that's exactly what I need if I was to do a cable swap for the CV. I'm all for doing a CV, but I also don't necessarily want to have to order cables yet. So now I'm trying to make this work, and all I want is a stock intake. That's it. Just a stock intake. So let me look over some parts stuff, and I might just end up putting a parts order in here. Just sucks. If I knew that from the get-go, I would have bought one at Walnex last Sunday. Didn't even think about it. I don't know why. I'm feeling very disappointed now because it runs I've driven it, I've ridden on it. It runs good when it's actually running proper, but I can't fix the butterfly carb regardless, even if I go through and set the floats. It's not gonna do me any good because I can't get the intakes to seal up. Since both sets of the rubber boots, the factory ones, I took off, and the new ones that ripped already. Thanks, V-Twin. So, I was hoping to do a video tonight, but I guess that's gonna be on pause. Bummer. I'm just gonna pull the trigger and order some parts because now I'm done running around. Drove 2 hours today, thinking this is all I need to get this done, and then I can actually slap it back together tomorrow, but live and learn. Before I wrap up, I did bolt the intake rubber back on here. Now, with this carb, it kicks it pretty far into the cylinder compared to a stock one, so I'm hoping that this really skinny rubber bit will work with the new CV style backing plate that I have on the way. I also think I'm gonna disconnect the throttle housings up here and leave the factory cables up here, but just hook up, I have one more CV cable right here. Just run that from the outside straight to the bars instead of routing everything underneath the tank and getting into that cruise control mess until we can see. I don't mind pulling the intake off because those boots need to come off, so I'll do that right now. Not gonna film it this time, but I should be able to mock this up or at least get it ready to install this, and then I'll JB weld up this hole tonight so it has overnight to dry, and then hopefully I can slam that all together tomorrow, jam the carb in, and then hopefully the carb support will help seal this. So I'll look for a real skinny hose clamp too if I have one laying around. But that's kind of where we're at. So I don't really have much more to show in this video. I'm just gonna be ripping that thing apart real quick and try and see if I can get a head start for getting something productive done tomorrow to make up for lost time today. I got way farther than I anticipated. I ended up bolting up that Mikuni intake. It's got a giant hole in it, but I did find a little rubber sleeve that kind of fits in here. It's gonna leak like a sieve. But if I cap this off on this side, even if I shove my hand in there, and this starts, it should be okay, because that's gonna pull vacuum in until it starts coughing and popping. I gently slap that throttle cable on. I don't have a carb support on here, so that carb is extremely loose. Not what we... Sorry about that. I knew the GoPro was gonna die. We actually made it way farther than I thought we would have. So, depending on where that died, I have a temporary plug resting in that hole on the intake. I wanted to bolt everything up before I went through and JB welded it. Accelerator pump's kind of working. I just clicked the key on. I don't have a choke on this carb yet, so hopefully we don't need it. We'll just flood it out and try not to shoot any fireballs. But squirt. Accelerator pump's working really well, but it is dripping somewhere on the back side or bottom. That'll be next, but key on, no choke. So no choke here. I also don't have the Vose on. Come on. Did we lose that plug up top on the intake? Yes. So that's probably pulling in a ton of air. Huh. How hot do you think that'll be if I cap this with my finger for a second? I gotta find a plug. I'm gonna grab a cap. I really don't want to risk that one. Jam a second plug in there. Now that's not gonna work very long, but it should work for a little bit. It's at least blocked off. Squirt, squirt, squirt. That's what I was worried about when I put my hand in there. So we also don't have anything holding this on. So, how sketchy can we get with this stupid thing? I've been waiting for this for so long. I just want to hear it run. I don't have a CV plate either, so that I should have tomorrow. But if I tighten this up enough so it holds that fuel line, just enough to keep it in place, it might be okay. Yeah, it's not right at all, but it won't shoot out on me. Hopefully. She wants to go. No choke, so. Okay. That's pretty good for no throttle cable. No throttle cable, no choke. Part that's probably still leaking because I just got it pinched in there right now. Oh my god, that sounds so much better. I can't get over it. Night and day difference. That's according to the CV that I didn't even check. We will have to fix the accelerator pump on there. That is weekend. That is a nice healthy idle. We haven't heard that since I rode this thing. No choke. Obviously it's a little lean. You can hear it pop when I crack the throttle. If I roll into it. So, not at all done, but definitely closer than we were before. This thing sounds good. Now we just got the hard part of switching out throttle cables and dealing with everything underneath that tank. As long as the mounting bracket that I got coming tomorrow, basically the same thing as that, but set up for a CD car. So as long as that fits, we're good on this setup. I know it should have an intake clamp around that rubber boot, but as long as it's pushed in, that's soft enough and it double locks into that rubber bit. So I'm feeling pretty good right now. Way better than I thought it was going to be. I'm gonna let this fully warm up. That's without the Bose hooked up too, so there is a chance that that could actually improve a little bit once you get the Bose hooked up. But it's not jumping, it's not working. It's exactly where it's been since I fired that up. I think as it gets warmer, it's probably gonna respond a little better to throttle, even though I know that you prefer this. Significantly better than it was. So I will JB weld off this manifold once this cools off. Or maybe I'll wait for the bracket to cool and make it a final permanent thing. Carb has to come off to get the accelerator cleaned out, but this sounds good, it sounds healthy. Now that it's warm, the idle crept up a little bit. It could very easily be an air leak too. But my CVs will run like that too. They're gonna start out real slow idle and then build up to it. Cool. I'm really happy with that. So for temporary purposes, I can 100% just route this cable up. I got plenty of room on here. And we can route this up all janky and slap that in here so we can test ride this. And then I'll leave the factory cables in case I do want to actually go through and get the original intake stuff to work proper. Not on the exhaust, but yeah. Cool. That's a quick swap tomorrow. As long as that carb support bracket shows up, we're in really good shape, and then I should be able to take this thing on the road. If not, I'll even drive it gently like that. It's been a week, so way longer than I anticipated. I didn't think I was gonna wrap this video up here, but this is kind of what we did. I'll show you the other side real quick. Got the manifold, metal manifold in there. Sealed up all of my intake leak problems. So if I can also get, so this is a sporty version, but they did have this manifold for a while. If I can get one of these with a flange on it for a big twin, not a sporty, this would also work. My biggest issue is sealing up that intake more than anything else. That's why it sucks. New parts, waiting on parts. New parts sucked. I ripped them, or I sucked putting them on. We had air leaks that we were chasing down. So it's air leak after air leak. This carb that I had on there ran great until it drained the float bowl, is what it felt like. I could make it like one pull, then I was running out, and if I babied it at idle, and kept it alive and pulled the choke out, it would rev back up, and if I waited a second, I could go for another pull. So I'm wondering if that float just got hung up in there, or I need to adjust to that, because I did not actually check the float height. I should have, but it was going up and down. But that would make that carb work. I just don't want to go back to that old intake setup. So either find a sporty style manifold like that, and we can go back to the stock carb configuration with all the cables, which is why I'm gonna rig this thing up with a third throttle cable hooked up and leave all the stock stuff there until I change my mind. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.